Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Presley, and I'm a former candidate in the state of Texas that has a pending lawsuit on electronic voting machines here in the state of Texas. And I'll tell you one thing, the mainstream media claims that there's no hacking going on, and if there is hacking going on electronic voting machines, then it's operator error. Well, actually, the mainstream media is wrong. Either they are covering up hacking evidence, or they are ignorant of how computers work. So what we're going to do is talk today about exactly how electronic voting fraud can occur and what we as citizens and as voters of the United States can do about it. We have a lot of power and we just need to exercise it. So the first thing is there are three ways that electronic voting can be hacked. The first way is if you cast a paper ballot at the scanner where that scans and counts your ballot. There's been documentation all across the internet of even hackers that have admitted and provided testimony that they can write programs to hack a scanner, a scanner that scans paper ballots. The second way that hacks occur is actually at the polling location. And we are seeing this in Texas today for the November elections here in 2016. All across the state of Texas, over 15 counties have reported that they are seeing their voters' votes are flipping. They are voting in a straight party ticket Republican, and their votes are flipped. Either they do not show Donald Trump as being selected in the straight party vote, or their vote is being flipped to Democrat candidates. Now that is a fingerprint of a hack. That's the second way. The third way that hacking occurs on electronic voting is at the main counting computers down at the county offices. And in my case specifically as a candidate, our legal case that's pending in the Third Court of Appeals in the state of Texas, there we found corruption errors on the audit logs that actually show corrupt memory cards being loaded, and there could be a potential program that gets loaded and flips votes and changes vote totals that way. So those are the three ways that electronic voting fraud occurs in our country. So one of the things that states, red flags that go up when states do not require backup records. Here in Texas, our Secretary of State's office has waived laws in the state that say you do not have, that election judges don't have to keep paper backup records. Well, that's a very big red flag. Where are the paper backup documentations for how we vote? It just allows fraud to waltz in. In Texas, as I said, there's fingerprints of what's happening. And honestly, computers only do what they are programmed to do. Do not buy the mainstream media's propaganda that these are glitches. Computers only do what they're told by a programmer. The fingerprint is consistent across the state of Texas. Votes are being flipped from one candidate to another. So how do we provide proof that this is not simply operator error? Well, one of the only ways to provide proof is actually take a video or take a picture of your vote as you're voting at these electronic voting machines. Yet there are some states that have laws against taking pictures or taking videos. So what we're doing right now, we're appealing to state officials across the country, governors of states. We're asking governors, we're asking district attorneys of counties, we're asking attorney generals and judges. Please be lenient. When voters come forward and have provided evidence of vote flipping on their electronic voting machine, we know that there are laws in many states, and we are asking, we're imploring governors, district attorneys, and judges, and attorney generals across the country, please be lenient on these voters if they come to you and they come forward with pictures and videos of their votes being flipped. The issue is that this is the only way to prove it, and actually scholars, legal scholars from all over the country have made statements and assessments that laws that prevent and punish voters from taking pictures of their ballots, that those laws are potentially, they violate the First Amendment of our U.S. Constitution. So we're asking, please be lenient on people if they come forward, because this is one of the only ways to prove that a larger crime is occurring and vote fraud is occurring. Okay, let me go if there's any more. In the court of public opinion, we the people know that computer hacking goes on with regard to elections. We absolutely know it. For computer hacking to go on, we know that the computers and the voting machines do not have to be connected to the internet. We know that hacking can occur, and we know that hacking is going on electronic voting machines. There's proof of it all across the country, especially when there's a fingerprint of the same thing, same system occurring over and over. And one of the ways this occurs, there's go back to something else. We can piece this together. There are multiple ways hacking occurs with electronic voting machines. One is at the main computer, and one of the ways to prevent that type of hacking is printing of what's called results tally tapes at the precincts before the equipment leaves the building and goes down and travels to the county to be hacked at the main computer. So results tapes are critically important. The second way hacks take place is at the voting location, on the tablets, on the computers that voters actually vote on. And that is a very difficult hack for hackers because there's so many types of equipment. The equipment doesn't match up. Softwares may be different. All types of variability. That's a very risky hack for hackers to perform. And that's what we're seeing in Texas right now. We're seeing the more risky hack where there are even the ballot images that are being supposedly stored on the equipment. That would be a way to detect that type of hack. It is a very risky hack because the equipment doesn't match up. And that's what we're seeing in Texas right now. So we're asking voters, please document these issues. We have the power. There's more of us to monitor this. And we ask, please, for the documentation. Thank you.